Do you like listening to podcasts? Of course you do. You're listening to a podcast right now. What about getting paid to listen to podcasts? Well, now you can. Sign up at podcoin.com and get paid to listen to your favorite podcasts. It's free. Get paid to listen, save up your Podcoins, cash them in for prizes like Amazon or Starbucks gift cards, or you can donate to charity like we do. Use our offer code SUPERPOD to get 300 Podcoins on us. It's available in the App Store and on Android. It's the only way that we listen to podcasts now, and it could change the way that you listen to podcasts. Now on with the show.
This podcast is part of the Michgan Sports and Entertainment Podcast Network. Go to MichganSportsandEntertainment.com for more great podcasts.
What's up, dude?
What's going on?
What's going on with you?
I don't know. I'm just a little fixated on our current topic.
Same here. Very fixed. Well, you can get your fixed by listening to this episode.
I'm not fixed.
No?
No.
Well, neither
I'm
am
not
I.
neutered.
Neutered records or neutered music. That would be that would be a hell of a fucking label name.
Enjoy the music even more without any hormones. To block your hearing holes.
Drop the ball. Listen to fixed.
That's their slogan. Drop the ball and get fixed.
Drop your balls. Ah, shit. Welcome to a bonus episode of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
I'm Okami.
We got a chance to sit down with Kevin Talley, the head of marketing and gaming at FiXT Music, FiXT Neon, all those subsidiaries of the label.
The fixed.
The FiXT. Yeah, so we're going to be like, well, you'll hear it shortly, but we got to sit down and discuss some things about their licensing out to like creator content, all that shit. Like, it's really fucking cool. Kevin got a chance to go to PAX recently, and I think he's got some interesting stuff to tell us.
Of course. Anything from PAX is worth telling.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've heard us talk about several of the artists before on FiXT, such as LeBrock, Pilot,
Scandroid,
Sunset Neon, Fury Weekend, like all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin has worked with some of these artists. We'll get all the intel on that shit here shortly. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So you want to just go ahead and roll that on there?
Might as well.
Okay, sit back and enjoy our interview with Kevin Talley.
Up next.
I'm Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
And we're here with Kevin Talley of FiXT. How you doing, man?
Hello, I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I know we've been talking about getting you on here for like a few weeks now, but you had like you were over at like PAX and a bunch of stuff. I know you're really busy with the label.
Yep.
How did you, like, speaking of like, how did you get involved with FiXT? Like, what were you doing before like this opportunity had come around?
Well, that's a really kind of interesting question, and well, basically, before this, I had been in logistics, and then I kind of made a career change and got into cable and selling cable media, and I was running like a contracting business for the local cable company here in Iowa, and I was brewing beer at the time. Don't do it as much anymore, but like I went to a brew club meeting, and I ended up running into James Rhodes' wife there, who I had gone to driver's ed back in the 90s when we were like 15 years old. Recognized her, started talking, helped her with her beer, got to meet James, and then at one point, like, I saw a article in the local paper about James manages a FiXT empire, and I read it and saw that he also managed like Cell Dweller, which I'd been a fan of since Need for Speed Most Wanted. He had 2 tracks in there, absolutely loved it, and I just wanted to get involved, and so basically it came up that they were needing help with their logistics and stuff, so I jumped in on that and kind of was doing both things for a while. But yeah, that's how I got into it. Just kind of random.
So that kind of music was something you were interested in before the label, or was it like you had a different
Yeah.
genre or two that you liked, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Here's synthwave," and you're like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever," kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been kind of a weird ride because I mean, my musical taste, while they're pretty spread, like, I've always loved, like, rock. I'm a child of the 80s. I was born in 1980, so I grew up, listening to songs like Funky Town and, like, Herbie Hancock, and
Oh, hell
like,
yeah.
so you kind of get to, get the feel of electronic and how it developed into what it is today. So I was into that. I was into a little bit of hip hop and rap, because I enjoyed, the electronics and the beats they had there. And then, of course, in the 90s, we got into the grunge rock and alt metal and, new metal. And I was into all that kind of stuff. So I'd heard Cell Dweller before the label. I mean, like I said, I heard him like 2005 whenever that game came out. And then later on, I kind of went back into really enjoying a lot of electronic music and bass music on Pandora. And of course, Cell Dweller popped up there, and just kind of fell back into it. So it was a pretty big shock because that was like who I was listening to while I was gaming, like primarily. And then to find out that, like, my friend's husband manages him in this, we're in Iowa, man. So it's just like pretty random.
Like small world, huh?
You're right.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
really awesome. Though. Like I can only imagine like being able to do something like that. It's like, oh, I listen to you, but yeah, I manage him. It's like, really? Like.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
So how did you transition within the company? Like you say, you started out doing logistics and stuff. Now,
Yep.
from what I understand, you dabbled a bit in the artist side of it, and I mean as well as the
Yep.
gaming. Like what did you do first? I assume the artist portion of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been developing, I mean, obviously at FiXT, we really stress, like, a team environment and, kind of really gauging everybody's opinion from top to bottom. And so, I mean, like, I think I started contributing probably as early as, I forget the year, but Clayton did a Imperial March remix, and I remember that was like the first song I got to like listen in on and kind of, give my 2 cents on, what direction we should take. So, I mean, I've been kind of doing that for a while and helping develop the merch for each artist. So I kind of started out with the logistics, learned the store business, learned how to merchandise and source some things. So I had to kind of pick up some of that. And then, shoot. Sorry, guys.
No,
I lost my
you're
train
good.
of thought.
No, you're good, man. Because I mean, I would imagine like, because the company's been around for what, like almost 15. It's like 13, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I know Clayton and James started it.
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, it's been around a while. I came aboard 2014, and then I just gradually kept getting more and more involved. Like, I mean, I was pretty obsessed with like what we were doing in the music business. I mean, I was doing like door-to-door cable bill collections and sales. So I kind of had the sales chops too. So I started getting more involved in like the marketing and everything with that. And you just dig in, and with all the great minds I had access to, James, Clayton, everybody else here, I just soaked it up like a sponge as much as I could.
Oh, absolutely.
And got myself involved.
Now, you mentioned the whole team environment there. Do y'all
Yep.
all collaborate when it comes to like adding an artist to the label, or or is it like specifically like certain people in the actual company that do it rather than the whole company doing it?
Well, usually it's James and Clayton do the majority of that work, but I've been looped in on that here in the past year more and more. Well, because I also manage the social media. I've got someone that helps me do that, a coordinator, and so I usually get and deal with like all the submissions. So like I guess that's where that probably started out, was like people messaging into our profiles and like suggesting things, or people actually sending in their demos and me listening to it, and then gradually over time, like throughout my own musical tastes, and like just also like just learning like what Clayton was looking for, and just kind of go through that.
Yeah, because I'm sure you all have like a similar taste, but I'm willing to bet like you all have a similar taste, but at the same time you probably all have different nuances you look for as well too.
Yeah, completely. Yep, and we do have a particular kind of sound that we're looking for. We're looking for good musicians and artists, and people that can do some harmony, something with passion to it. Not to say that people that we don't sign don't have that, but I mean, I guess just kind of looking for that overall talent, because I mean, like, putting out albums is one thing we do, but like we also try to get artists that can produce themselves to cut their overhead.
Yep.
But also so that maybe down the road, like we've got a lot of partners in the movie, TV, advertising, licensing industry, and we tie them in with them and try to give them some extra streams of revenue from licensing their stuff.
That's a smart move.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very smart move. Because I noticed, I was reading up, you guys are, I don't know if you just rolled this up, but I recall seeing it recently on social media, how you're rolling out like licensing to content creators on like Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. It's basically like they pay, now correct me if I'm wrong, basically like they pay and they can use the music, right?
Well, actually, we provide all the tracks that we have and we have rights to that we can control, which is a large majority of it. We provide all that stream safe we've got deals with Twitch, who we were one of the first 5 labels to partner with in 2015.
That's awesome.
2014. And then also Mixer, Facebook. You can use it on YouTube if you don't want to monetize it. On YouTube, we do require licensing for monetization, though.
Yeah.
But I am working out a situation for that. I'm really happy to share that news with you guys. We've got something rolling out very soon, like a subscription service, because if you go in to our partner Position Music, I mean, and license a video, like, I mean, it's about $30. And we understand that as everybody is moving towards streaming and content creation, maybe not everybody's ready to, that just doesn't make feasible sense to do that. So we're trying to get an affordable system in place to where the artists can, make a little bit of revenue, but, the content creators can use our entire library to create whatever they want for, a reasonable monthly subscription fee.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I haven't personally seen anything like that. I mean, I'm sure it exists, but to have a whole back catalog like you guys have, especially the kind of music you have, is really, it fits with gaming so well.
Yes.
Because I was gonna get into, or we were gonna get into the neon side of it a little bit, because
Sure.
is the neon subsidiary of the label, is that more recent as of like the past like 5 years or so?
Yeah, we opened it up last year. The sub label to kind of really focus on that. We kind of made a decision to really start pushing forward and branching out and really, building our roster of artists, and really start expanding our team with the opportunities there. And
Yeah, you guys.
we really wanted to provide a place that, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of synthwave artists that like to release indie and do well doing it, and that's awesome. It's great that they can do that these days. However, there's people out there. We hadn't seen any full service label out there that was providing services to synthwave artists and stuff. So we really wanted to go out there and find the best talent that we could, sign them and help get assist them in building their career.
Yeah, because it's a really niche style of music now. Just all the retro wave, all the, stuff like that. And you guys have a really stacked roster, and a lot of the ones we listen to.
Well, I mean, like I was gonna say just now, you were talking about finding a place for specific artists that don't really, have a place to go. Basically, I had this issue with Monster Cat a while back. They started doing every genre you can think of for a little while, and then all of a sudden they kind of tapered off to just specific genres, which left like artists like Pilot nowhere to go, because his stuff wasn't as it was popular, but it wasn't as booming as it could have been, basically. So it was really cool to find that he got signed on with you guys with Neon side of it to actually further his creativity and his story and everything like that, along with other artists that he could possibly collab with or stuff like that. So I was glad to find, places like Monster Cat that is not specific on, dubstep or electro or trap. It's like, okay, now we have synthwave and, other artists that can, be appreciated more than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Monster Cat, because I really, respect them and how they do things as a label. I think, at the end of the day, we had to make a choice. Like, you've only got like so many hours in the day and so many employees, so you have to decide kind of like, we had built a pretty good network and knew a lot of people in the synthwave world. So like, I feel like we can do a really good job of representing a synthwave artist, whereas like some other label, I'm not necessarily naming Monster Cat or anybody, but maybe they don't, so maybe they shouldn't, because you can't really support someone if you don't know anybody.
Right.
Yeah, and like I said, like in a lot of the artists you have, just they represent that genre extremely well. You've got people like LeBrock, Fury Weekend, 3/4, Mega Drive, Ace Marino is badass. Like when I saw you guys sign him, I was so fucking excited.
The Flamingo is here.
Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea what's coming. It's gonna be glorious.
Oh, we can't wait, man.
Anticipation is high now.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is we can't wait to see this label grow even further, because like, what was it like, when you joined on as to where it is now? Because it seems like with each, as long as we've been following it, it just seems like it's growing day by day. But I imagine like the few years that you've been there, you've seen it grow massively.
Yeah, it's when I came aboard, probably 2014, they put out the Mega Drive album in 2013, which is considered one of the pioneering albums in synthwave. It's an amazing album, 198 XAD. And so that was kind of my intro into that, because I was like, I love electronic music, and I was like, this is really cool, And then I checked out Scandroid. I think Clayton and Varian did the first couple of tracks in like 2012, and we released them in like 2013, something like that. So pretty early on in the synthwave thing. But that was amazing. And then it just kind of grew whenever Clayton came up and was like, I want to finish this Scandroid album and get it out. and then just kind of hear the tracks coming out. It was just really, really brilliant at that point. I'm hooked. I'm in. I'm checking everybody else out on the scene, and like Carpenter Brute, I think was, what was it, Turbo Killer? God, what a track! And, so it just sucks you in, man. If you have any affinity for the '80s, like I do.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you just get sucked in.
Non-stop, yeah.
Yeah,
just a random. I'm not gonna cut you off.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good. You're good.
Just a random question. I don't know if y'all had discussed this because I don't have much time to dwell on the conversations or anything. But I remember when Richie introduced me to Gunship a couple months ago. I was thinking that was a really awesome band, but then at the same time, did y'all ask them to be a part of the label at some point, or did they say no and you're like, oh well, oh well, maybe next time or something?
I can't remember if we approached them or not. I mean, they're pretty well set, so
yeah.
I don't know. They might have been. I can't remember what their numbers are like right now, or his numbers are like right now. But that might have been something that we felt like when we were trying to get the sub label off the ground, like, too big for us to handle that.
Right,
but,
right.
No, I mean, I definitely would be interested. I know we've definitely tried to get something going, like, on the remix side of that, I think, for the original Scandroid album, but I'm not sure what happened there. It's hard to line things up with people sometimes. Everybody's really busy, and sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't,
Right, whenever the time's right, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that you can like kind of divulge on that you are looking into currently with the guys, or are there any more in the pipeline?
Yeah, I can. I've been approved, and this is all done deal. You guys are actually the first people outside of the FiXT crew that really knows, but we've worked a deal out with Mega Drive, and he's coming back, and he's going to put out a follow-up album to 198X80.
Sweet.
Yes. So that is on the horizon, and we've got also a couple others on the way, I think. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
Hell cool. Yeah, dude. Because I just let Cody listen to 3-Force the other day, because I know he just put his debut track out, and holy shit, it's so good. I mean, all these artists are great, but oh my god,
I'm definitely a fan, like instant. So
I've been pitching some games. Some of these retro games out there, or they've been asking, and like as soon as I show them 3-Force, like they're hooked, because it's like synthwave, but like it's more on the electronic side, like you know what I mean? It's just so good. It just is a really original sound to me.
Dude, I would love to see you guys get music pitched for the Cyberpunk 2077 game.
God, me too.
Like,
unfortunately, I think that's going to be in-house, so I'm going to have to settle for just owning the majority of the unofficial Spotify playlist.
But yeah, I can't wait for that game. Like, because to get in a little bit to the gaming side of it more as well. Are you guys do you have any plans of doing just like original scoring work? Like, instead of like licensing out some of the artists' music that's already been done, have any of the artists thought about doing score work for the games? I mean, I'm sure Clayton has before.
Oh, yeah.
I know he has, but I mean,
we actually have like quite a few that already do that. Like, I don't know if you know this or not, but Coma Duster on the FiXT side, he actually has done a lot of work with BioWare. And
really?
He did work on like Anthem and Mass Effect, Dragon Age, like yeah. So I mean, we've got some people that have done some stuff. As far as like contracting it out like through us. Yeah, James has managed that for Clayton and stuff, but I don't know. That's the kind of a new horizon. I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. We definitely know the people, and I'm definitely looking to find other things for artists to do, so that they can, have work and make money.
See, I was just thinking, like, immediately, if somebody can score for My Friend Pedro. Remember that game I showed you?
Oh, yeah.
With the little banana? That would be pretty cool to have, like, some, like, Pilot or 3-Force kind of do, like, a dabbling work in that or something.
Right. And,
Oh, yeah.
And how was that? Because, I mean, I remember, like, getting back into music, I guess, seeing the label as it was when I first, when both of us first came upon the label, getting Pilot on was a pretty big damn deal for you guys,
Yep.
honestly.
Yep.
How did that come about? Is that somebody you guys had been courting for a while, or like
Yeah,
who brought it up?
Yeah, we had been. I knew like pretty early on, like I wanted us to sign him, and everybody else agreed, but and I think we started working with him on a remix on on the debut Scandroid album.
Yep.
And started talking with him. But yeah, he wasn't really. I don't think we were ready to do it, but we'd been talking probably since then, and eventually everything came to fruition at the end of the year last year, and really super happy to put this album out.
Oh, yeah.
Or hopefully we get to do some more, because I'm ready.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
such a cool experience, like, how he fuels his writing,
Oh, yeah.
with his writing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 'cause that Salah EP was, like, fantastic.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, even that, it being a really great album, I feel like Pilot is a good way to bring more attention to the label as well, because
absolutely. Yeah,
he's-
I think it's completely key.
Mhm.
And I mean, I can't say enough things about it. Like, I'm just so excited to do it. Like, the work is amazing, because, I mean, the music is great. And then, like, on the merchandise side of it, like, I want, like, his website with the writing on it. Like, how could that be to have, like, a nice bound book, an art book with all
Even
that stuff
better,
in there.
even better, do a graphic novel.
Yeah, we talked about
man,
that.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, we talked about that amongst ourselves, and on, I believe we talked about it on the Pilot episode we did.
The
for
Shadow
that.
Task.
Well, yeah, we did.
Before
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, we've been thinking about that. Like, and I know would be cool. We've even thought about, and I know it probably like a long ways off, but we were like, oh my god, this would be a great like television series, like dedicate like an episode to a song or something like that.
Like a little mini series.
Yeah, put it on Netflix, like Black Mirror or something. Kind of, I don't know.
I mean,
Or
we
one of those.
even like shot the idea of like a 16-bit like side-scrolling fighter of Shadow
Yeah.
Task.
Yeah, and like all the characters within the story are playable at some point.
Mhm.
Would be really cool.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think that would definitely be. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility either. Like, I mean, if I can let a little bit slip on it, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like, we've got like Scandroid side scroller somebody's working on.
Oh, what?
Little indie dev. So I mean, like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility at all. And the more I meet people and kind of get out in the gaming industry and shake hands, like, it might happen.
Oh,
And
yes.
what a time to be alive, man.
I know,
right? Yeah, hell
And
yeah.
To me, like, and everybody at the label does like excellent work. Like, you can tell just from the
Thank you.
output. But I'm jealous personally of your position, because I feel like you've got the best of both worlds. Like, you got the gaming and the music side, and not to mention, like, you're doing a hell of a job on the marketing and merch department as
Thank
well,
you.
dude. Yeah,
Thank you.
because everything, like, when we got that big box of stuff from you guys not long ago, we were just looking at that like, holy shit, this is some really like high end, like high res stuff, and it looks amazing.
We weren't honestly expecting quite that much either. It was maybe like, a sticker or two and
Yeah.
some posters. No, you gave us like the whole catalog basically.
Yeah, well,
It's good stuff, man.
Oh yeah. Definitely
I love
appreciate
being
that.
generous and making people happy. It's
Same.
the best part about my job.
The
And,
grins were big on our faces, trust us.
Oh yeah.
awesome.
And
That's all I wanted to hear. No, I mean, I learned from the best. Like,
It shows.
James is extremely brilliant, and he's such a good dude. I've soaked it in from him, and then of course Clayton has like so many years of experience in the industry, at a very high level, and so I just soaked everything in. But like honestly, like I have to give it up to our team. Like, our team is amazing here. Like, I love all of them. They're great. We come in and we have a blast every day.
Awesome.
it sounds like it. I remember we saw that video on social media. They filled your whole fucking office up with balloons and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
That was funny.
That was, I didn't know what to say, man.
That's funny though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember looking at that and being like, man, I wish some of the jobs I worked at were that fun because it was just like a whole room of balloons, and I couldn't imagine how long that took to just do it. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, they worked ahead that week so they could they did it like a little bit over lunch, like throughout the week I was gone, and then like spent some time Friday, and then they even came in like on Saturday for like a couple hours and did it. So like I was just like, you guys.
It's like, wonder
This
how
is
long it took to
awesome.
blow up all those balloons for that.
right?
Yeah, they had like these little pump things you can like just put them on there and it'll go. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember. I cracked up. I looked at that. I was like, "This is hilarious!" Like, just the look on your face. I was like, "Yes."
dude, I literally spent like 15 minutes slashing balloons. My 5-year-old self was extremely happy.
Yes.
And then they also put like an air horn on my seat.
Oh
So,
man.
yeah.
So,
I just thought of like a horror villain, the latex slasher.
the what?
The latex
Yeah.
slasher.
Oh man. Oh shit. But yeah, you went to PAX, man. How was it over
Yep.
there? Like we've never been
No.
to any.
Oh,
of them.
you should definitely go. I found that like it was like the perfect balance of professional networking, cosplay, like expo, and like just general gamer camaraderie. Like they had like half of the expo was like cordoned off, and like there was tables everywhere. They had board games out, like they were having Magic the Gathering tournament. Like
Yeah.
you could go down there, and they kept it open till like 11:30 at night that side, and you could go play with random people doing board games, D&D, whatever. They had all that set up for that. That was really cool. Then they had like some streaming platforms there. Facebook Gaming had like just like a huge setup showing off the Oculus Quest. That was amazing. Discord was there. They had a bunch of games, obviously,
Yeah.
around. And you could also like check out like some of the merch companies. ThinkGeek was there. They were super cool dudes.
Yeah.
Man, just what an experience.
It's like a big toy store for you.
Yeah. I think it'd be a big toy store for all three of us, honestly.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then like, I don't know if you guys are, how much you're into like building PCs or whatever, but I mean like, they had Asus and Corsair and like some of the other places there.
Oh,
Like
wow.
the gaming, the PC setups were just sick. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, I
like,
can
there
imagine.
was this one completely enclosed glass desk that you
Oh,
could
what?
set up, and it had fans on it, with LEDs, and like you could set up like inside the desk was like the motherboard rack setup.
That's fucking wild, man. Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm.
Oh, that sounds like-
So we went to I don't know, I was staying with my buddy in Cambridge, and after we got back, we went down to this computer parts store at Harvard or whatever, and like we built a PC that weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah, because like you go to PAX, you see this, like I have to build one right now.
Inspired.
Yeah, pretty much.
Take me to the store. I want to get parts.
Well, there's so many options now, man. I mean, his RAM sticks had LEDs, man. Like customizable.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have enough LEDs, you need more LEDs.
Looks like the Tesseract
Right.
from the
You
Avengers,
need
like holds it
LEDs
up.
on your LEDs. Yo, dog.
Yo, dog. Yeah, yo, dog. Heard you like LEDs, so we put LEDs on your LEDs so you can see why you see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See why you CPU.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, I bet that thing looks like the Tesseract lit up as shit, just holding it up. God.
oh my gosh, that would be sweet. That is actually a great idea.
Like make a Tesseract build of
Heck
just
yeah.
a PC. Yeah,
Mhm.
hell yeah, man.
It'll power down
Oh my
the whole
gosh.
power grid in the city for like a couple seconds.
There you go. There you go.
So have you guys seen in-game yet?
Oh god.
Yeah, we definitely have. We're actually going to be doing a full blown episode on it next week.
All right.
Actually, the day this episode is going to drop next week, so it'll be a Tuesday. So technically, if people are listening, this Friday will be the episode.
Right.
Excellent.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did.
Emotions. Oh my god.
In one sentence, your feelings on it in one sentence.
It was just a lot, man.
That's probably the best way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I think the one thing that, we probably all agree on without giving spoilers away is that it did not feel like a 3-hour film.
No,
Mm-mm.
absolutely not. And I mean, like, yeah, sometimes you feel like especially like some of the movies, whenever they're finishing like the series or whatever, it feels like sometimes it's a little dragged on or slow. But I didn't really feel like that at all. Like, the tempo was really good. I was pretty excited to see it, and I will say though that like I called a lot of it.
Same with us.
We were
Yeah.
sitting in the office and making predictions, and like some of it we got like nailed it.
Yeah, same here. Without
Yeah.
saying it, yeah, definitely we did too. So
I mean, we did that with Infinity War too, and we nailed a lot of those. So
yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, well, speaking of that, I guess we can end off with a couple of other questions. Like, speaking
Sure.
of like, what other films are you looking forward to? I know this is like way off like the fixed end of it, but like, what kind of movies are you looking forward to, like coming out this year?
Well, I mean, I have to say Star Wars.
of course.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's a given, but we're huge Star Wars nerds here.
Same.
Sweet.
You're surrounded.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement that the Palpatine at the ass end of that trailer was a pleasant surprise, or
Yeah.
definitely a shocking surprise because none of us
I
really
was
expected it.
I was surprised. I was like, are these guys like running bait and switch with their marketing or like the leaks that they do? Because like it seemed like everything was like going away and like we're done with this this line and they were trying to go off in their own direction with the First Order or whatever. But I think if it ties in on the third one, like what it all means and stuff, I think that would be great.
Right.
I would really appreciate that a lot.
Right. And
Palpatine is like my favorite character other than Vader. Like dark side of the way, man.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
dude, Sidious was such a great villain, and had
He
a
was
brain.
the
He was
best villain. I mean,
Mhm.
tell me somebody who played the game better than that guy.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
And I had a theory on the title of it too. You know how in the more recent films they've done away with calling it like Jedi or Sith. It's been like the Resistance and stuff like that.
Yep.
The Rise of Skywalker, everybody's been like, is it her? Is it who is it? I'm like, I don't think it's a who is it. I think that the Skywalker name is the new Jedi. Like they are Skywalkers. That's
Let
what
me
I
throw
think.
some at you. Have you read any of the new canon novels that they had come out? Particularly the Thrawn ones.
I've read a few, but not that one in particular, honestly.
Okay. Well, in that one, he makes reference to the Chiss, the race that he is, their children are sometimes force sensitive, and they use them, put them in stasis, and basically use them to navigate, because around that Chiss unknown region area, there's a lot of really difficult, unnavigated areas of space, with spatial anomalies that you can't exactly hyperspace through.
Right.
And they call them Skywalkers.
Oh, well, shit. There you go.
Yeah, so basically you were kind of on the ball a little bit.
Fucking A.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm not sure what that all means, but
I don't feel so dumb now.
I think we can all, nod and wink in agreement.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, like I said, I don't feel so dumb anymore. Because somebody looked at me the other day when I pitched that, and they were like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious, dude."
Look how right we've been so far.
Yeah. So hopefully it goes that route, so I don't look stupid in December.
Plus, I just think it'd be really exciting too. I'm excited to see what they do beyond this.
Well,
I know Disney will take a break afterwards.
Didn't y'all hear about the Old Republic being put into, I think it was either a TV series or a movie?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're
and
doing
I'm super, super excited. Did you guys play Knights of the Old Republic at all?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Oh my gosh.
Cody and I have been
One of the
begging
best
for
video
that.
game stories ever.
Dude, Revan is my boo. I love Revan so much.
Yes. Did you have you played any of okay guys, don't hate me too much, but
No.
Okay, I played this Star Wars mobile game. It's called Galaxy of Heroes.
I
It's
played it.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
was
I just
fun.
got
Addictive.
Jedi Knight Revan Saturday.
Yeah.
So and they've started adding all that stuff in. So I know Disney's doing something with it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited because that's such a cool storyline.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that he was so confused about his destiny when he got hit, when that battle of the Mandalorian War and stuff, just you can do so much with that story along with the universe, because back then it was more primitive than it was now, especially with the Sith side of things.
And there actually is just a huge amount of content that's already created.
Oof.
They've got several novels that I've read that kind of coincide with more after those games, but there is a Darth Revan novel, or not a Darth Revan, but a Revan novel. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yep. And then some other stuff that goes around the Old Republic MMO game that BioWare came out with.
The Old Republic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear, to see all that come to fruition too, as far as the TV series, because Cody and I have been begging for a fucking Knights of the Old Republic anything for the last 3 years that we've done this.
Yeah, because they're recycling the current series and the older generation so much that you're kind of wondering where they're going to go with this. And now that Disney's none of this is canon to the old stuff, so now we can pretty much do whatever we want. Now they're bringing in other areas that hasn't been, touched, basically.
And then they gave one to Jon Favreau, if I'm not mistaken. He's doing a series too.
Mm-hmm.
He is assisting. I think he's consulting on the Bounty Hunter series.
Good.
Yep.
And you guys can actually. Did you check out the trailer footage from the Star Wars Celebration?
Mm-mm.
No, not yet.
Okay, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
I hate doing that, but I mean, hey, it's Star Wars, so I'm not gonna look.
Yeah.
We're funny about that too. I'm probably gonna go in very clean for Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
I mean, outside of the trailer that they already put out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's probably all I'm gonna give myself. So.
Yeah.
I've got questions though.
Oh.
Okay. That trailer though, if I had. Other than the Palpatine laugh, which is dope, the other key thing that I noticed was okay, here's Rey out in the middle of nowhere, standing, fires her lightsaber up. Okay, we're just going to jump over this TIE silencer.
Yep.
Why didn't it shoot?
That's a good question. And it looks like it's Kylo
and who
Ren.
has a TIE silencer?
I mean, it'd be Kylo, honestly. I mean, instead of his normal ship.
Right. So.
Yeah, because he hesitated shooting Leia too. So there's that.
I think they're training.
I was about to say, because there was some camaraderie in The Last Jedi. They're probably coming to the realization at this point that there's, work to be done together to overthrow what's actually coming.
Right.
And
so that's where the Palpatine
Yep.
laugh at the end comes into play.
yeah, and
Because they've got to come together for a purpose.
Right.
that's a
They're
great
polar
theory.
opposites, but who's
Also,
worse?
That's going to be excellent. If that's exactly what's going on, this movie is going to be even better than it already is turning out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think I'm very excited. Either
Same.
way, it's Star Wars. It's going to be a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
Yep. And if you don't, then
You're gonna have a
maybe
bad time.
you should go home and watch New Generation on Netflix or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, are you aside from movies, are there any video games you're looking forward to coming out real quick?
Other than the obvious Cyberpunk 2077, man, there's so many good games. There's going to be a new Halo.
Yep.
Excited for that. Max here in our office, he's really excited for that. He's a huge Halo fan. Not to mention, I know we've done work with Tom Salta, who has composed a lot of stuff for the Halo title. And he's a super cool guy. Let's see what else. I'm really excited to. Oh man, it's this virtual reality Vader game. I can't remember the name right now. I just linked it to James because I was like, dude, we have to get the Oculus Quest and put it here in the office.
Hell yeah.
And then I linked him that, and he was like, yeah, I'm getting one, and it's definitely gonna be down here.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Fucking A. I know. I'm looking forward to because they announced it last year. I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
Dude, it's like this. The gameplay when they released the trailer, it looked like the kind of third person over the shoulder, how they did the new Batman series, the Arkham series, but if I'm not mistaken, it's like feudal. Is it feudal Japan?
Feudal Japan.
Yeah, it's this. They didn't really release very much of it, but it's like a guy that's caught up in the middle of the war in feudal Japan, and he's like being like sneaky, silent, like he's got his katana, and he's, it's real stealthy. It's a very stealth-driven game and very I hate to say like the word like timed attacks and shit like that, but it's not like where it's he's doing something and you push a button. No, you've got to be pretty strategic about
Precise.
who
yeah.
you strike, when you
Right.
strike, how you do it.
And
So,
visually, it reminded me a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yep.
I think that's good though, because I don't know. I think we grew up on games like Ninja Gaiden.
Yes.
You don't make a mistake, or you don't win. So I think that's pretty cool that they're putting some of that technical skill back in. Yeah.
I'll shoot you a link to it once we get off of here, man. I'll shoot you a link.
Yes,
to it.
please.
I
Yes,
absolutely
please.
will.
Also, Borderlands 3.
Yes.
Oh yes, I've got one of my stream team members, Rue, Inexpensive Gamer, on Twitch. They flew him out, and he was at the event today and is going to be there tomorrow. But yeah, it looked super cool.
Yeah. I mean, especially how expansive it is now compared to the second one. I'm so happy that they're doing multiple planets rather than just one planet.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I've got friends that have Borderlands 2 and been playing it a lot this past month or whatever. I've never personally played it, but I'm having a feeling like that might need to change soon.
Yep.
Trust me, dude. I'm replaying Krieg right now on 2, and it's definitely worth the trip.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to check that out then.
Oh yeah. Shoot, we have to get our gamer tags together. Maybe we can play sometime.
Once I
Yeah,
get
I'd be
internet.
down for that, man.
Hell
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If you
Once,
go to fixedonline.com/interact, there's a link to our Discord server. Yeah, come join in and stuff. We do constant updates, and that's where we share all of our streamers going online and things like that. It's just a really, really great community.
Sweet.
Yeah.
hell yeah. Is there anything else you want to plug before we get off of here?
Oof. Mm.
Oof.
So many things. Man. Oh yeah, Ultra Core. That was one thing that I've been doing. We started working. I've started to work on kind of licensing some synthwave out because we hadn't really been doing it that much, and our partners who were helping us with that, they didn't really have the connections for that, or they weren't really interested in licensing that. So, but I think there's a place for it, and like it's more in the indie game realm. So I this Ultra Core game like approached us, or they tweeted, and I responded, and like started working with this guy, and they wanted to license like a couple tracks, and like I pitched like, hey, why don't I cut you some, a little bit of a break, and we work on some promotional material together, and like if you do this many tracks, like I'll do this for you, etc. So he was really down, and actually that's what like he was trying to do anyways, because like he's got like Wave Shaper on there, and a couple other really notable artists from the synthwave realm, but like I think 12 out of 20 was the final count on the amount of tracks that FiXT Neon has in this. Like it's a 94. It's a title. It's from Sega Genesis from 1994 that was never released, because that's whenever like they got an upgrade or something like that. Super Nintendo came out or something like that. So they bought it.
That might have been around the Dreamcast.
Cleaned it up, and then put this premium synthwave soundtrack to it.
Oh, that's
if you go
fucking killer.
To FiXT Gaming Twitter, you can find my tweet about it and kind of check it out. But like, and they've got like SoundCloud links, YouTube videos, like all the tracks on there. You can love it.
That sounds like a match made in heaven, as far as like just the Genesis core of a game being paired with the music you guys are doing. That's absolutely awesome.
So like, I think that's like where synthwave needs to be, just like that sort of thing with the retroness and like the gaming aspect of it. It all fits so very well, and that's kind of like my vision of what I kind of want to be working on going forward.
Nice.
This sounds like the right way to go, honestly.
Agreed.
I think so too, man.
The nostalgia and all that. So.
Yeah, I think that's like my zen spot is like helping people find music, representing the artists with integrity and being fair, giving them a fair deal, and just spreading the synthwave love, man.
You guys are doing an excellent job on all that so far, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, y'all keep that up. I guess we'll get on out of here, dude, and let you get settled in for the night. So
right on. Well, thanks for having me on, guys. It was great to talk to you guys, and hopefully I don't sound too bad.
No,
we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we're really glad you got to come on. We've been wanting to talk to you for a while.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, definitely get a hold of me and connect with me on maybe we could play some games.
Hell yeah,
Sweet.
dude. And later on, if there's any more news coming our way, we'd love to have you back on sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I would love to be back. In fact, I'll get you on some lists and we can communicate some more on that.
Sounds good, dude.
All right. You guys have a great night.
You too, Kevin.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was entertaining as hell.
I feel more enlightened than before.
You feel a little more educated now?
Yeah, with the neon lighting and everything.
Absolutely. What a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome. If you want to follow these guys on social media, we'll have all the links below. Go listen to the music. Go follow the artists. Go follow Kevin on social media.
Just follow the whole thing.
All of them.
It's worth it.
And follow us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Follow us on our website, supermediabrospodcast.com. Go support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt. Do something. Do anything you want to do.
Get some coasters.
Stop it. Get some help.
coaster.
Get some coasters. Stop it. Get some coasters. Don't sweat it.
They already know they need help. Now they just need the right prescription, which is a shirt, coasters, and some buttons and stickers.
Cool. And that's a cool thing too. If you have our Patreon, there's a tier on there that you can get a sticker and button.
What?
And a shout out on the show.
What?
Yeah.
Even better.
Patreon.com/SuperMediaBros. Go fucking find it and go support us monetarily if you feel we deserve it. Or something. I don't fucking know.
If you feel like it. If we feel like we deserve it, that's totally your call.
If you feel ever so inclined to do it, we won't say no. And we will
Do
greatly...
we not entertain you enough? I dare ask you, you two people.
The two people that still listen to us.
They're probably, the rest of them are done harassing. I'm done with the harassment. I don't want to buy a shirt. I don't want to buy coasters.
Like, fuck these guys.
I don't want to listen to their bullshit. Stupid fucking pictures.
Did you listen to their podcast the other day? Yeah, I totally did. What was it about? A shirt. It was about one shirt.
What was it about? It was about fuck. That's what it was about.
Fuck is what I'm thinking. Oh, shit.
Fuck is what I'm casting.
Exactly. Dude, the Super Media Fuck podcast.
That's going to be my next podcast by myself.
There you go. The Super
Media Fuck.
Welcome to the Super Media Fuck with Okami. Fuck is what he's thinking.
All the time. For the next fucking hour, you will hear fuck and shit.
That's all you hear.
Yeah.
It's just what a shitload of fuck. That would be a great slogan too.
It would. Put that on a shirt and sell that.
Just what a shitload of fuck.
Super Media Fuck, and have that like slash out with like spray paint and put fuck.
Like graffiti. Grafucky.
Grafucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Up all night to get fucky.
I guess we'll get the fuck out of here. Like, seriously, I've got...
Quit taking my word.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, well, let's
Copyright.
Okay, it doesn't sound right if I'm like, well, let's get the piss out of here. Let's get the damn out of here. What if
Let's get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here. Get on out of here, boy.
Yeah, ain't worth the time.
Bitch. I don't think there's going to be any music to get out of here. We're just going to say, fuck this, and mic drop this bitch.